Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about The Flash, Season 3, Episode 20. It's called I Know Who You Are. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So let's start with that then. Let's start with the big I Know Who You Are. Which I will say, I thought that weird tease at the start of the episode was a little bit weird, given that... Because I think starting it with, that little tease of the final scene, where Barry says, I know who you are to Savitar, I think that implies the episode's going to be largely about finding out who he is, and it's really not. He just kind of picks it up residually.
Yeah, it is really strange and ultimately unnecessary.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. I want to point out something. Even though last episode I was going nuts with Ronnie theories, I did specifically say that he's still number 2 in the list. There was still a number 1.
Yeah, and he was still my number 2.
Who was your number 1?
I was thinking maybe Wally still for a few other reasons.
Right, okay.
But we've been saying this,
Yeah,
a while.
So lo and behold, and the show made it abundantly clear throughout the episode, it was, oh, how did he know what we were going to say? It's almost like he was here.
Do you know what? That really annoys me for 2 reasons. One, when we saw the in the little flashback, we saw the scene of them talking to Savitar through Julian.
Yeah.
And he told them in that, I was there with you. I was there at the start. I was there through all this. So why are they surprised where they go, hang on, maybe he was here?
I think it's the first time he specifically did this, like accurate, details of events, to the point where she's repeating the lines of dialogue. Although, a lot of this was a bit contrived for me, because I didn't understand why Savitar just didn't speed in and kill the scientist himself.
Yeah, I don't get that. Maybe there's some sort of rules we don't know yet.
I mean, maybe just he wants Caitlin to do it to prove that she's a killer, and that's the whole thing.
Maybe it's self-fulfilling. He knows it's supposed to happen this way because he remembers it happening this way, so he has to...
Or he just wants to mess with him, because he does, at the end when he sort of reveals who he is, he does kind of say, oh, it took you long enough. It was maybe he was trying to and give him clues, rather than... Yeah. So... Okay. I'll try and justify it that way.
I'll talk about the other reason this annoyed me, that they were making it so abundantly clear this episode is, we've had little things here and there throughout the season, enough that we've been speculating this. But this was so ham-fisted all of a sudden. It was like, really? It kind of annoys me.
I'm the future Flash.
Yeah, and obviously we picked up at that at the time. We mentioned that.
So yeah, it is Barry. It's Barry from the future. Proper evil, and the final hint that gives Barry the clues, someone says to him, or he says to someone else, I wouldn't know, what I'd be without love, without the love of my family, and he realizes that Iris dying is basically the start of the domino effect that leads to him becoming this evil Savitar someday. Not by 2024 though. He's emo, but he's not quite.
Yeah.
Which almost makes that emo version of him kind of even more ridiculous. That's like him part way to Savitar.
And it makes that last episode feel a bit weird, because it kind of felt like the end of that episode. Oh yeah, hope's restored. He's back out. He's working. He's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, he relapsed.
I guess. But maybe
it just feels like nothing was achieved last episode because of that.
Yeah, kinda. Unless, maybe at some point Savitar, or I'm just going to keep calling him Savitar just to distinguish between Savitar and actual Barry. But maybe at one point he'll just start to fade away, because the chain of events in the future has been changed, that he will... But it has to happen gradually, because think of how stuff happened with Reverse Flash, and how he should have just completely disappeared, but it was slowly going away throughout time and whatnot. Maybe something like that. Maybe he now counts as a time remnant.
Could do.
Because he's went back in time in the Speed Force.
Maybe.
Maybe that's how it goes. Don't get me wrong. I like part of this, because part of it does kind of work for me, that in the sense that it's actually killing Iris that creates Savitar. It is this self-fulfilling circle.
Yeah.
And saving Iris stops Savitar from ever existing. So it's this weird kind of, again, circular thing, and I'm okay with that. It was just they made it so obvious in this episode, and it was so ham-fisted that it was a bit of a... That said, I will forgive this episode loads, because there was lots to actually like in this episode.
Yeah.
Two specific things spring to mind. HR being a flirting master, deeply enjoyable to watch.
It's he's the seeds of what we saw last episode in the future. You know, where he was like getting the threesome basically.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, you know what? Killer Frost went full Iceman and started doing our ice slide through the city. Flash was chasing after her. That was pretty fun. That was like a proper big Flash moment. That was exciting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And then even a simpler thing, the fact that he uses his Speed Force spark to ignite a flamethrower.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, there was good action in this. The actual plot with chasing after Killer Frost was pretty good. Like, most of that led to some fun scenes. Again, the problem is that I don't understand why Savitar sent her after to do this when he can just speed in and do it himself. So you have to kind of let a lot of that go. But the actual action we get as a result is good.
Yeah, I do have one other big problem with this episode.
Oh, hit me.
The lack of Wally and the reason for it.
Oh, he's off in Earth 3 visiting Jesse.
Yeah. Now that really pisses me off because, okay, I get they write these excuses all the time. I mean, Arrow's been doing it with Thea for how many episodes?
Half the season, at least.
Pretty much. And I get that, but Wally just went to spend time with his girlfriend. If this had happened, you know, before he knew about the Caitlyn stuff, you know, sure. If that had happened then.
You're making a good point, actually, yeah.
But they even explicitly say, Wally and Barry, you know, they ran around the city 12 times looking for her and nothing. And he was like, do you know what, guys? I know I should be helping, all hands on deck and all that, but yeah, I'm going to go get laid.
I feel like that wouldn't have been so bad if we just got a scene with him at the start saying, oh, maybe I shouldn't go. And then Joe's like, no, son, go. Like, and have someone talk him into it. Then it would have been like, okay, fine.
Yeah, and obviously then he was there at the end.
Yeah.
It was just weird for that.
Do you know what it feels like? It feels like having the extra speedster would have made some of the other action stuff harder to write because you've got two speedsters. Like surely one can save the person getting the ice shot at them, the other one can speed to Caitlyn and grab her. Like
that's fair.
It feels like it's not fair though. Like no, it's not fair.
No, I get fair in the sense that they had to do something to get that to get around that problem.
But it's such an easy. Like it's the easy way out. It's just we'll make an excuse for him not to be there, rather than actually thinking about the scenes and doing something with the action sequence to make it work for two speedsters. Yeah,
and like you said, if there was a reason, you know, just that scene, you know, maybe I shouldn't go. Like that would have made me feel so much better about it because they address it. But here, it feels so weird that he'd just leave in this.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like character.
When he popped up again at the end, I had forgot because there was only one line of dialogue that mentioned where he was. I had forgotten where he'd went. I was like, oh yeah, where have you been? I was like, oh right, yeah, you were with Jesse. Sure, okay. Because you couldn't have helped when, you know, they were trying to find Caitlyn or whatever, but
yeah, it was really frustrating.
Yeah, there was some frustrating things in this episode. It felt like I said, there was good stuff in there, but it felt like we have to do all this now so that the last 3 episodes of the season are all set up and ready to go. And I'm sure there may be some good stuff from this Utter Turmoil now that Barry's going to have to face, knowing that it's him that eventually is going to kill Iris, and that's going to give him...
we've still got to have the great moment of everyone else learning.
Yeah, we still have to have that. I thought the Cecile stuff was okay.
Yeah.
I thought they have actually quite good chemistry, and their scenes played out fairly well. I did think it was really strange though that we didn't actually get to see a reaction to. Oh, by the way, Barry's the Flash, and Wally's Kid Flash. Like that was really weird not to get that reaction.
Yeah, it was. It was such a weird episode. Like I said, there was some great action stuff. There's some great character beats. Like, you know, just the reveal and Barry realizing it's a great moment.
Cisco and Caitlyn, actually, I want to give a proper shout out to the very in-depth Terminator reference that went down in this episode, because the scientist Tracy Brand, who they go to get to like work on her, because she's like a down and out like college grad student at this point, and she's like no one's taking her research seriously. And they tell her, oh, we know this stuff from the future, you're going to create this that stops this evil speedster, blah, 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 blah. She's like, you're basically telling me I'm Sarah Connor. And then, like, Cisco, HR, and maybe, like, another 2 or 3 people all go, it's more like Miles Dyson, but, you know, good try.
Yeah, you're in the ballpark.
I really appreciate that. that was
good.
was good. HR and her, their whole flirting, their two, like both of them getting coffee repeatedly, like all of their chemistry was really, really good.
I also
Action
love the
was
idea
good.
that a Zoom is on the secret menu.
Yeah, you
It's
don't
just
ask for that
fantastic.
because it's the villainous drink. You're not allowed to ask for the villainous drink.
Yeah.
Like, so there was actually, I would say I legitimately enjoyed like more than half of the episode even. Like the
Yeah.
actual main plot of them finding Caitlyn and them fighting Caitlyn was good stuff. Again, especially the standout ice slide, which I mean you can pick apart some of the CG if you want, but for the most part it was just fun. Like the sweeping through the city. I did not expect to see this. When she even just the first little bit when she first went whopping around, I thought, oh, that's her escaping. She's gone now. But
And
no,
then it goes into this sequence.
Yeah.
It's like, this is fantastic.
and Barry chases after her, and we get this zooming in and out of buildings and going round spirals, and it was like, admittedly, sure the effects would be better if they'd done it in one of the X-Men movies with Iceman, but they never did. They never even dared try. They had him do it for like a few meters in like Days of Future Past, I think.
Do you know what's crazy? The only time I can even think of having seen this on a movie is The Incredibles.
Ah, yeah, but again, animated. So,
Animated, so they get away with it.
but live action, like X-Men, never really tried to do something this crazy. And I'm like, okay, pick apart the CG if you want, and TV effects, but they did it, and it was kind of
I think
fun.
it was still decent enough for TV effects. It wasn't awful.
Yeah, no, like it was
I mean,
fun.
it had moments that were worse than others, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
overall, I'll happily take that. For at least they're trying, they're doing something fun.
It felt like a legit roller coaster at ice, and I applaud them whenever they do these big moments where they really, Gorilla City, Flash like phasing through a helicopter, these big money moments. Like I always appreciate it because it makes it feel like, oh yeah, I'm like, this is a proper superhero show.
Yeah, you'd rather it look a little bit shoddy and then do it than just avoid it entirely.
Yeah, because as much as I love Lois and Clark, you can really feel the fact that they can't do a lot of the things that Superman should be able to do in that show. Just because of the time, they don't really have like CG at a TV level yet, and if they did, it was absolutely atrocious and unforgivable.
Yeah, they knew their limits.
Yeah, but it has an effect. Whereas, no, I want to see this stuff. I want to see Supergirl do stuff, and I mean Arrow, whatever. But Arrow somehow struggles with simple things, even though Flash is over here doing ice roller coasters.
Those helicopters.
I know. What's going on with that? It's almost like because it's not expected to have as much effects, they just have the D squad doing the effects for Arrow.
Yeah, they just don't. Like, I think Flash and Supergirl and Legends, they know how effects heavy they are, so they allocate a set amount of time for just effects. Whereas with Arrow, it's like, oh shit, we need some in this one. Quick, someone throw it together.
Yeah. It kind of feels like that sometimes. At least these last couple of seasons. But like we say, a lot of sort of big fundamental problems with this episode that don't, the reveal was kind of heavy-handed and ham-fisted. It's just some of the logic why Savitar aren't doing this. It doesn't really make sense. Like even the Cisco and like Julian stuff where they keep like arguing about what to do to find Caitlyn. That felt a little bit repetitive to me because there was literally 3 scenes where when Julian sort of like went up to him and tried to have a conversation, and Cisco came along. I don't want to talk about it. I feel like that happened multiple times.
Every single time I notice, he goes, "Hey mate," and I'm still never gonna get over hearing "mate" so casually on an American show so much.
It is weird. I will say that. Which by the way, another small HR moment with in fact, no, 2. I just thought of 2. Right. So one is that when she runs out of the main room in Star Labs, like, right, I know you fellas one of you guys usually runs out for the talk.
But I got this.
But I've got this.
He's so happy with himself.
But do you know what I love about that? I love that it's almost a meta joke that there's always people storming out of the room and someone always runs out after them.
And John, when he runs out and he shouts her name, he sounds so excited that he's finally the one to do it.
Dear. But the other one is that he says he's going to write a book called All Wells the Ends Wells. All's Wells that Ends Wells, and I lost it. HR's so funny. It's great. So obviously, clearly there was stuff we enjoyed in this episode. It wasn't a tedious exercise, but there was a lot of really weird decisions that made it feel really stilted, and a lot of other things. So.
Yeah, I think it's just frustrating because, okay, I know a lot of people feel like they dragged this Savitar reveal out too long, and maybe they did. I'm not sure how I feel entirely on that, but up till this episode, they've handled it really well in terms of, how much they've given away, the specific lines of dialogue. There's always been just enough to tease, but never enough to go, oh, okay, it's just that. Whereas as soon as we got to this episode, it was like, okay, it's just that. And
Yeah.
I don't get what it just went downhill on that so quickly.
Yeah, hopefully the actual final resolution and the conflict we get over the next 3 episodes is good fun.
Yeah, I will say I'm happy enough with the reveal. Again, it works.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
think there's
interesting
great storytelling potential
because
with it still.
we groaned a little bit when we found out, oh, it's going to be another speedster as the villain in season 3, but at least it actually being Barry from the future gives it a very different spin, because it's like, oh right, this is psychologically this is much different than the last two.
Absolutely.
Because it's not a mentor. No, it's actually just him.
Yeah.
So, and obviously I'm happy that season 4 they've confirmed no speedster villain. At least as the main villain. I could see Reverse Flash popping in for an episode or something.
Yeah. I mean, I can see a couple of those side ones.
Yeah, but the main villain plot will not be a speedster next season, and that's good because we've done that now, kinda to death.
I'd almost be interested to see if it's Killer Frost as the main villain somehow. Like maybe they don't get Caitlin back on the team and they go that route.
That'd be interesting. Or even just a proper set of rogues, like the rogues finally come together and make a permanent team that
that'd be cool.
Get up to stuff. But again, maybe that doesn't raise the stakes for the main plot where you want someone who's truly, because the rogues always have this sort of code of honor kind of thing, and maybe that doesn't work for the overall plot. So
I'm sure. I think they could play it well.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what it'll be, but it's not a speedster, and that's good. Because I mean, ideally, if I was plotting out the Flash, I would have done Zoom. Like I would have done Zoom as a villain as well, but I wouldn't have done it in season 2. I'd have waited till season 3. I'd have done one in between that wasn't a speedster.
Yeah, and well, maybe season 5 will be Godspeed.
Maybe.
I'll go. Okay, we did one without a speedster. We can get back to it now.
Honestly, I feel like, I mean, I get the effects are an issue, but I feel like Grodd is actually capable of being the main villain for a season. I think he's menacing enough and he's powerful enough.
I agree.
It's just a case of if they want to put the time in to think, okay, what is a main season plot with Grodd? Like, is he mind controlling people to do stuff, and that's what's really up in the ante?
Joe, I'd be interested actually going back to Reverse Flash, but as Thorn, before all that stuff goes down where he's trapped as Wells, and have it, because obviously for him that would be earlier in his timeline, and I think that could be a really interesting way to have it.
Yeah, although some people would argue maybe he shouldn't exist anymore because of everything that's happened on every show. But
the rules are a bit fuzzy. but I'm just going with, okay, if he is existing, if I'm not entirely sure if he does or not anymore, but if he does, let's go with that.
Yeah. But that's this week's Flash. So definitely good stuff in there, but some of the bigger season stuff was a bit frustrating. There was a couple of weird choices, like Wally not being around, and Cecile. Like that her plot was fine enough, and Joe. Because there was stuff about that I thought was really natural. The way Joe took off his wedding ring and said, "Oh, by the way, thanks for not making a big deal about this," because we never even noticed. I don't think that he was still wearing his ring. It was just kind of a thing that was there if you were looking for it.
Yeah.
So him saying, "Oh, thanks for not making a big deal about that," was just a nice, subtle, just simple, realistic moment, I thought. But other than the fact that it's very TV and this whole, oh my god, one of them said I love you, I panic. Whereas I feel like in real life, that's not. It's like, sure, it's maybe a big step in a relationship, but it's not the huge moment.
Yeah,
that
it's
TV
not like
always...
again, especially on TV when we typically see this, it's a very quick relationship. This has been building for literally months. This relationship.
It feels like they should have said this a while ago.
Yeah, which is weird because this is something we said on Supergirl this week as well, where we're like, oh, this hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. So credit to at least both the shows in that sense that they had relationships that
built better than most things we expect on network TV.
Yeah, it's especially bad in Supergirl though, because the other relationship that we've got going this season is the exact opposite, and is
it is, yeah.
But yeah, so some weird stuff, but some good stuff as well. But there you go. That's this week's Flash. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. Individual Twitters are on the screen. But that's us, guys. So thanks very much for watching. Have you got any vanilla?